What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of the Jovial Pursuit Podcast. I'm your host, Jovi, with my co-host, Brandon. East will be in a little bit. So how are you for right now?
I'm good. I'm good, man. Well, I think I'm good. Like, once Issa's in school age, you will find that this time of year is filled with what I would like to refer as germs. And they are everywhere right now, man. Everywhere.
So I don't know what germs are in this little hypothetical.
No, I mean,
There's bad germs.
it's like
What about the
alphabet soup
good
right
germs?
now. I mean, there's good germs too, but I mean, like, it's alphabet soup where it's like, do you want RSV? You want influenza A, B, COVID? And if that wasn't bad enough, like for all those going around, everyone's like so hyper vigilant about it right now, where they're like, what do you have? What is it? Where did you get it? Where's it going? And I'm like, I don't know.
Where did it come
I
from?
don't.
Where did it go? Where did you
Cotton
come
Eye
from?
Joe, man. Come on.
I was gonna try and throw some like virus strain in there, but you beat me to it. I couldn't finish it.
It's just so I think I'm good because I don't have anything, but I'm like still making sure everyone else is good. And then like I had a person that was asking me like, well, how are you feeling physically? And my response was, I'm not dying, no one else is dying. It's just a couple of rough days. We're just gonna keep on keeping on.
Wow,
And that's my approach.
That's the most I'm living through hell statement I've ever heard.
It's not even that bad. I'm just
Gee, you made
Like
it sound so glum.
Dude, it's not even that bad. It's like the weird combination of like, yeah, we're all sick. This is, it's not great. But like,
We.
well, not you. You don't get sick. I mean, you pass out and like fall over, but
Wow.
you don't get sick.
Wow.
Just
You
saying.
had to do that though. just saying.
I'm just saying. But it's like COVID like was the real thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it made everyone so scared of illnesses. So everyone right now is like, what you got?
It's true.
And how are you going to give it to me? And I'm like, oh, you got an immune system. Let's just, anxiety makes the immune system suppressed. So let's not give anxiety too much of a space here.
How's your sleep been? Because that also suppresses the immune system.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know again how I just skipped the line on that one. Because you
I don't either. I like seriously, you and your body have checked so many boxes for why you should be physically not feeling well, but you don't, and I don't get it.
I've come to ignore a lot of things.
Like
it'll get okay. It'll get into the topic, but I will say this before I go into that. It is our hope and prayer that our daughter gets my immune system, because if she gets her mother's, we're shit out of luck.
does
Jill
actually
is so
go
susceptible.
Really?
She gets a cold in the summertime, bro. Like yearly. Beginning of August, late July, every year.
That's not good.
It's
That's not
weird. Like, she was better during the pregnancy. There's that.
Really?
Well,
Like-
maybe sometimes help in that regard.
Yeah.
The stem
But I mean,
cells give them an extra boost and stuff like that.
Dude, stem cells are incredible.
It's just the bad practices of how we get them.
Oh, yeah.
Hospitals just be like, yeah, no, we took some of the baby umbilical cord stuff. Don't worry about it. And it's like,
Yeah.
huh?
I don't know.
That tube is worth $5 million of
Mhm.
stem cells. And I don't see a cent in that.
I will say, I would love to charge hospital like prices for the stem cells from my babies to pay for this inflation stuff we're going through, and that will not end.
Bro.
I like how you're. Remember when you're like, we're gonna make it to 2026, and then the wheels are gonna fall off. I'm like, we're not making it, man. We are not making it. It is February.
Oh,
It is
bro.
February,
We have
and
a false president, dude.
I'm just saying,
Oh goodness.
not to be
You
too much
are
of a
in the
downer.
back. Bro, did you see the video I sent you
Yes.
of his kid?
Mm-hmm.
Bro, what?
Mm-hmm.
First of all, I wouldn't stand for that. Get this little out of my office right now. As a matter of fact, take your daddy with you. I would have. Bro, one video said that they knew he was gonna win well before any tallies were even in. And the kids on the mic saying, they'll never know. They'll never know. Another one he tells Trump, like, I want to shush your mouth right now. And I think the last one was something like, yeah, you're not the real president or something, or why are you in my dad's office? It was something wild.
Yep.
Ooh,
I mean,
from the mouth of babes, huh?
The fact that child was more disrespectful than the person that actually, took aim. Like,
Nice.
I'm just saying, like, like this,
That's
this kid's
brash.
yeah, like, I mean, you're gutsy, kid. Like, someone's gonna put you in your spot. I mean, unless Daddy Warbucks makes sure he can pay everyone off.
And Daddy Warbucks has a lot of money.
Dude,
Anywho, you got something else?
That's how. All right, hold on. Hear me out. That's how we will afford life. We get Issa, or like, my son Liam.
Oh, I'm like, wait, why did my daughter get tossed in?
Hold on. We'll get them to go to the same school that Elon's in, and just bully, be like, if you don't want your kid to get bullied, you gotta pay him off. Huh?
We just need more Luigis in the world, man. I know I shouldn't advocate for such spiritually, but I'm like, yo, that Luigi guy, he had the right idea. Whew, I wish he ducked them cameras.
There's so many cameras, though.
Yeah, you can't avoid them. Like, you'd have to know the layout of the city and everything. Bro, that's a way to start off the week.
Yeah.
Well, I want to talk about something else that looks like just as bad. So, Kenny K. Dodd, Mr. Morale.
Oh.
Yo. Okay, so I'll be honest. The show wasn't the most hype, but the message in the show was the most hype. That's a given. So, like, when I sat and watched it, it wasn't like, yo, I'm hopping around my house. Obviously, when it got to Not Like Us, I was like, okay, now we hype.
Oh, yeah.
With the message. But I'm like, to have that artistry and that message on America's biggest stage in front of the president, no less, was hilarious to me.
Oh, 100%.
I'm like, yeah, that 40 acres and a mule. Yeah, can we turn back that time? But this is not the administration to even try. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Hey, hold that for the next one. If they don't pull some funniness.
Yep.
But Drake, are you okay?
No. Oh no. No.
We gotta check in on him because we saw murder live on TV. Lyrically.
I mean, there was so much anticipation from me. Like, I thought the game was stupid. I turned it off after halftime because I was like,
oh my goodness, they were crushing. Eagles were crushing.
Like, I showed up here for Kendrick. I didn't show up here for, and that's all I wanted. And then seeing the artistry, I was like, man, this is deep. And there's a lot of people that don't know how deep like some of this is, which is
so many
Easter
eggs.
Right, but I think what's kind of cool is like how many people then are like, hey, this is what this meant, or this is what this was. And you see how intentional he is in his artistry, which we kind of already knew because of how he writes and what he says. But when he teased Not Like Us, I was like, okay, I get it. I mean, you got the
Yeah,
defamation thing. You're not, I get it. Like, and the
yeah.
fact that I was like, all right, man, good that you teased it, but I get it. No one wants to
Mhm.
lose out on a, you know,
Oh
significant
my
amount of
God,
money.
he brought
And then
it back.
when then, who,
Hmm.
SZA, seeing SZA,
SZA,
and
Serena
then seeing,
Williams, Crip walk in.
dude, when it was Serena, and I was like, oh, you got the man's exes. You can, you, no.
Yeah.
And then, you know, Not Like Us hits, and I'm like, Drake can never come back. Like,
Bro, Cedric,
never.
the
Huh?
look of glee when he turns and says, Cedric to the camera.
Yeah, like name, like,
I
boop.
didn't know I didn't think they'd allow him to name drop. And they're like,
I know.
fuck that. Name drop. Fuck, take
Mm-hmm.
shots. In this, with this show right here, right now. He's like,
But it was already done. It was like you like it was done last spring, and then you got all the Grammys. Like you got like it was done, and it was just like that. That felt like the
album of the
equivalent
year,
of
song of the year.
yeah. It felt like the equivalent of like you know going into someone's grave and like defecating on it and being like, there, now I'm done. And you're like,
Bro.
oh, that
No, that's shitting on it every day for a year. Post mortem. He's
it
got
was,
fresh flowers growing on his grave right now with all that fertilizer.
and it
My goodness.
like if I'm on Drake's PR team, how do you resurrect it? Like, there's part of me that's like, do you revamp it and make it your own? Do you
He tried
publicly
that.
come?
He tried that with the last song that he dropped.
Yeah,
He's like, yeah, no, I fed you all that information. Joke's on you. It's like, no, you can't flip this. So you fed him that information that you okay. That wouldn't have been the information I dropped. Mm-mm.
it would have been something like, haha, he eats his toenails. Like, you don't go to that. Like,
I'd be like, yo, if I'm dropping information, I'd be like, Drake picks his butt when he's in crowds and sniffs his fingers.
oh yeah.
He'd be like, scritch, scritch.
I mean, you gotta make sure your BBL is like is
Bro.
all fresh and clean.
Oh, I wanted like instrumental of the year to be BBL Drizzy. Like,
Oh. That would have. Oh man.
no, because the whole crowd would have bopped to that too.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It's such a good beat. You
Yeah.
shouldn't have told him to go make them beats, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not okay. You got a topic, and this leads right into it. Because how do you stay resilient in a phase of your life where you had everything and you've been kicked to the ground? How do you build back up? To your point, man, how do you?
So the topic of resilience, like humans are resilient in general, just by this perseverance and this sort of drive to keep going. But how do you develop it is it's kind of that like it's usually this sense of purpose, this sense of meaning, and also like this connection. So I think Drake can pull it off if he has connection And if he's living for something bigger than his music career,
He has to admit he lost. He's got to humble down.
right. That's the only
Hmm.
other path he has left is to go. Um, he's just got to humble himself and be like, I lost. I started it, thought I could handle it. My
But
man,
not finish. Man
you
finished me off multiple times.
yeah, like you won. And I think your resilience, the resilience you can find there is, through humbling.
Hmm.
But you also have to be, if you're going to do that, you have to live for something bigger beyond just your music and your reputation, just to be like, yeah, it's okay. I can say when I lost. Yeah. Like,
I agree with that, because when I was breaking down that question, I started this little chain of like, there's two ways in which humans are resilient. Because I felt like I had to start at square one. Like, what is resilience? And then
mm-hmm,
that's the ability to withstand or endure something
mm-hmm,
in its most basic essence. So then from that point, you've got a stagnant resilience and then a progressive resilience.
mm-hmm.
In the stagnant one, we've all encountered at times in our life where it's like, yeah, I haven't X'd myself off. I'm here. So
Mm-hmm.
like I'm still doing something
Yep.
without doing anything. And then the progressive side is like, yo, I've been beat down before, and I'm like, I have to accept that and acknowledge that point in time, and then use that to propel me forward, like
Mm-hmm.
you were mentioning. And it's coming to that point of like, from being stagnant to what is that initiator of progress to start, and that's different for a bunch of people.
Yeah.
Some it's faith, some it's their inner will, of their own accord. And again, it's just letting everything pass you by. It's like being a stone in the water. Everything's just flowing by. You're getting eroded. Trust me, you're still getting withered, but it's gonna be a long time before you're
Mm-hmm.
truly gone, and you might die for that.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
but to withstand this, you, the only way to do it is humble.
Mm-hmm.
Ultimately, all of it is. I think we don't acknowledge having to humble down enough in
Mm-mm.
life. And we're constantly told, especially in American society, to continue even in those tough times. Like, and not like in a progressive way again. It's like, just bear down, just let it happen to you, and eventually it'll become better. Where it's like, well, you have bad coping mechanisms now. I mean, I guess in some regards it's a little better, but it's not the best way to do things.
Right.
But many don't learn that if you humble yourself, it actually becomes easier. Because it's like, now everything rolls off me. It's like having
Mm-hmm.
water repellent in a storm. It's
Mm-hmm.
like, well, these things are rolling off me now, so it's not a big deal. I just can keep going because it doesn't matter anymore.
Mm-hmm. It's, I think humility is such a powerful tool, because it lets you grow, let you develop, it lets you have that resilience that is going to keep you growing and progressing forward. But there's so much emphasis and so many lies and mistaken beliefs about, like, you got to be the best of the best, in this sort of like individualistic idea that if you're gonna find fulfillment, happiness, success, whatever it might be, it's got to be because you're the best of the best. um, and
It's
humility
so
protects.
subjective.
Well, and it can change on you in a dime. Like,
Mm-hmm.
in like, you go back to 2023, 2022, Drake, man's on top of the world. Like, we're getting to a time where that man, I would, it would be hard to show my face like in public.
Ego plays a big thing.
I know, but if you
Yeah.
if you do the humbling though and just be like,
Mhm.
hey, I picked a fight I couldn't finish. And you're bringing up things that I'm ashamed about. No, like maybe not the PDF,
The
maybe not
PDF
that.
file.
Yeah,
Huh.
maybe not that part, but like how responsible you are to your relationships or your kids, whatever it might be. Like humbling and just being like, yeah, I'm not proud of that, and you brought it up, which is a fair point because I went there, I started it, you finished it, and I'm gonna grow through this. I'm gonna learn. So
It's just funny because Kenny said you don't want to take it there because I'll go worse. Like, you'll go hard, I'll go harder, and you're not gonna like that. He warned him. And then Family Matters drops, and then he's like, "Well, I guess gloves are off, guys, huh?" Yeah. Meet the Grams comes out, and then you got 616, Euphoria, and I Like Us. Goodness.
Yeah.
Which is a national banger now.
Yep. Do you know, I was listening to it was a New York Times podcast where they're talking about it and like talking about Not Like Us and how popular it is and how it was like the song of like bar mitzvahs, like like all summer long.
Bro, why am I not that's wow. That's like, hilarious because
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sisters and Drake, Mr. Aubrey Graham. Oh man.
Uh-huh.
He couldn't even be an uncle at one of these parties because it's like, I thought I could avoid it at least here amongst my people, my other people.
Dude, your audio cut out.
Oh, did it? Are we good? No? Hello?
Nothing.
No. You didn't like my joke?
Oh,
no?
There you're back. Yeah, you're back now.
Drake didn't like my joke. He's trying to cut off my internet.
I mean,
they wouldn't let him at bar mitzvahs anyway. Those kids too young.
But that's where I'm like, God, Drake, like, you don't pick a fight with someone that is like, hey, I've seen some things in my culture. If you go here, is to, there's no end I won't go to. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm ready to go. Like, so if you're like, yeah, I've got this. Like, hold on there, Disney Channel. You can't go there. You you're not ready for this.
Oh, Degrassi, go sit down.
Yeah, and that's. I mean,
because again, he said, "I speak for the culture," and he's proved it. At this point, he's made that well known. Yeah, Drake, you are not of the culture. You be hanging around, but you're not of the culture, and it shows. Oh man,
that's
I feel bad, low key. Like at the beginning of all of this, I was like, nah, he needed this. Like, but over time, I'm like, man, this got big. This got really big.
When did you start pivoting and being like, can we let him can we let him come up for air a little bit? Like, no.
I'll be honest, it wasn't until recent, like real recent, but it especially hit me when I saw him at a day party and they're singing Not Like Us while he's there. And he just looks, no, Squabble Up. They were playing Squabble Up.
Okay.
and he just looks sick. He's like, why would they even play? Like, I tried to read his lips, and it looked like he said, why'd they even play that? And he's
Mm-hmm.
just like, oh. I'm like, bro, you're sad. I can see sadness. And
Mhm.
now, because I'm empathetic, we have
Oh,
a
yeah.
problem.
Well, it's more than sadness. It's like, man, that
Bro,
like
it's
hits you in your
defeat.
soul. Like,
He is defeated in its
yeah,
purest essence.
yeah.
And that's where I'm like, oh, okay. And then we got the Super Bowl, and it's like, oh, this is bad. Someone
I
should check in on boy.
Well, when was? Do you see the whole like the sweatshirt,
Mm.
the smoking sweatshirt thing that he was wearing? Like Drake was wearing?
Mm-mm. Like he had bullet shots or something?
Yeah, and like I think the idea was like, I've survived all the shots. And there was definitely part of me that was like, you don't do that right before the Super Bowl. Just like fade out, man. You don't be like, I'm still here. Cause then he's gonna come back around and be like, really? You're still here?
It's that. Because he keeps throwing shade in other ways, up until that point, I was like, all right, yeah, no, you deserve every bit of this. Like, you're liking certain posts that are talking shit about Kendrick and, or like pictures and memes and stuff about it, where it's like, bro, that's where you lose me again in the empathy part, because you didn't humble
Yeah.
down. Bro,
Yeah.
just go under a rock at this point.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Kendrick
that's
should
why
have
I'm
called
like,
him Patrick Star, because he should be under a rock.
dude, Kendrick.
I'm gonna start
is-
roasting.
I was gonna say, I was like, Kendrick, um, you don't need our help at all.
Mm-mm.
But if you need another song, Patrick Star might be the one. Like, that's a good one.
Hey, I don't even look for a shout out. Just
Yep.
if you like the post, that's good enough.
Amen. Because that
This,
is, oh.
Man,
But
it's
that's I think you're right though, that is the only, like, that idea of resilience and withstanding difficulty. Like, you can't keep, if you're in that situation, you can't keep firing back. Like,
no.
like you can't keep doing that, because that's like that's the equivalent of someone that's like bleeding out being like, nah, come at me. Like, no, you need to go to the
Can still go.
hospital.
My God, like you're
Yeah.
bleeding out. My God, he's like, hey, pop, 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 pop. He's like, oh.
Right. Right, and that's like, I don't know.
Like Ace
That-
Ventura when he shot with the trank darts.
Yeah, it's, oh man, it's so tricky. It's such a tricky thing, because I'm like, I feel bad. I feel bad a little bit, but I think your point of like, he keeps coming back and trying to do stuff where I'm like, stay down. Like, when you're beat, like, admit it, stay down. Like, don't.
For
don't come
him,
back.
he should probably go back and reread that Torah, because humble down helps a lot. He should double check what he learned at his bar mitzvah way back. He should.
Yeah.
Your whole background comes from humble down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I guess I don't truly feel bad. There's just moments where I'm like, ouch. Like, you just wince at the punch that just got thrown. It's like, you didn't have to do him like that, though.
I think, well, yeah, I think that's, for me, when you're trying to think about it, like, if I was in his shoes, what would I be doing? I'd be like, I'd be like, I don't know. I don't know. It'd be like, and another thing. You're like,
Bro,
no.
I'd be quick to say, hey, as black men, we gotta come together. We can't be in these streets throwing slanderous remarks at one another. You are a brother. It's like, I'd be doubling down. Nah,
Yeah,
I got my
but you
ass
still,
whooped, bro.
yeah. Well, I think that's the thing where it's almost like uh I think it's just you gotta admit defeat. You have to admit because you can't even take that route and be like, we gotta be out here looking out for each other. Like, no,
He
we're not
hates Lou
friends.
though. Like,
Oh yeah, we can't be friends until you admit one thing. Like
yo,
you you won.
you. He'd have to call him. What was it? The line was, "Fuck the big three. It's just big me." Yeah, you gotta call him. You gotta call him king now. Like, you gotta say you're dethroned for real, for real. And then it's like, okay, respect. My hands off the gas. Respect.
Yeah, I I do think. Well, do you think he lost even more respect going the defamation lawsuit route?
Yes, hands down, hands
Okay,
down.
I
Oh,
thought
he lost even more respect of the culture when he did that, because
I know.
that's exactly what the white people lawyer ups do. They're like, you beat my ass. I'm calling my lawyer. It's like, bro,
Yeah,
don't you
that's
better hush.
yeah. Well, that's what when I saw that come out, I was like, oh, you really like Kendrick. He said it. You're not one of us. You're proving it, man. You're proving it. Don't do that. Don't prove it. Just
Yeah.
like
That's like he accidentally shot himself in the middle of the squabble.
yeah.
It's like, where'd that bullet come? Shot myself in the thigh. God damn.
Well, it's like it sounds bad to say it this way, but I'm like, you went white Karen. You went like white woman on him. Like you started it, and then you're like, that hurt, and you turned into an old white lady.
You
Like
just know he went to Big Daddy Recording Company first. It's like, how are you letting him do this to me? I'm your number one. And they're like, bro, he's selling right now. You're not. And he's like, I'm calling my lawyers. He's like, I'm going to Mama Judge. Screw you guys.
go get him. Go get him right now. Right now. Like you started it's not a defamation suit if you started it.
Started it, dude.
You started it.
Well, but you guys helped him.
He said
We didn't
things.
need to.
Like, because
He
even
also,
that.
you also
if it
haven't
go-
said that you're not, though.
Well, that's the other thing. Like, he's out here, right? How do you have a defamation suit? If I'm like, this is a slam dunk for Kendrick's defense team, because they're gonna be like, he didn't start it. And if he's like, well, he said lots of things about me that were untrue. Yes, but then you made a diss track saying that you planted that information on the internet for him to, like, you said you gave him the information.
I know his lawyers were just like, man, how do we spin this? I don't know.
I'm not gonna lie. I would love to be one of his lawyers and be like, all right, Drake's out of the room, everyone. Hands in here. We're gonna get paid to lose, all right?
Hey,
Everyone knows we're gonna lose, and we are gonna walk away handsomely, being like, we tried.
bro, right? Ah, man, we tried. And then they bump eight not like us on the way home.
Yeah.
Like, it is kind of nice.
Right.
It's bad because I'd also want to be a lawyer. I don't even have to make it to the trial. I'm like, you're paying $5,000 an hour for my time to even discuss this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we could talk about it. Yeah.
just like keep it going for like a couple months and be like, I was looking over some of the files, and I just I don't know that
I asked my guys over at Harvard, and they said, nah, we ain't got it.
Right. But
Thank you for the 50 bands, though. I appreciate that. That was nice.
Yeah. If I was gonna give you some legal counsel, it'd be to, um, humble yourself, go out
Mhm.
there, admit defeat in a genuine way, call it a day.
It's got to be public
Oh yeah,
and not just Instagram. I want to
oh
see
yeah.
you at City Hall in Toronto.
Yep,
Hey, I'm giving back my key to the city. I
yep,
lost. I humbly got to
yep.
bow out. Like,
Mm-hmm.
oh man. But that's the only way he's getting out of this.
Mm-mm.
That's the only way. I'm gonna get ready to wrap up though, because I done let my daughter sleep hella extra. I gotta get her up, otherwise it's gonna throw my day off.
Yep,
But real quick, you see what I did?
yep,
It's like platypus.
yep.
Govee has an AI function, and I plugged it in, and I was like, "That's not too bad."
Nice.
I did the bear too. Let me see if I can pull it up. I didn't look at it in the camera. Govee, this is again your chance. Reach out to your boy. What's that? I'm gonna clip this part anyway. So that y'all just gonna have to make way for my slow targets. Because it'll disconnect after a while.
Yep.
Just gotta do this, ramble
By the way,
about that. Yeah, what's up?
my brother's been working on some T-shirt designs, and he has one, and the caption on the T-shirt design is, "I bet RFK Jr. has never seen Balto." Like,
Bro, because the vaccines be helping.
I know, that's why I was like,
It's not as good, but it's up there.
Yeah.
I think I'd have to mess with my camera lighting and exposure and whatnot. I'm not doing that at the end of the episode.
Yeah.
I think this week's good advice kind of comes without saying. Humble down, y'all, because this is sometimes the only way you're gonna make it out.
So true.
That's the real way out without having a guilty conscience on the back end. Just accept it, acknowledge and accept it, humble down.
Mm-hmm.
That's it, y'all. Peace and love. We'll catch you next time.